Oh my God.
Listen, I will not mention the name of the party. This man, I saw him becoming the president, and he was wearing green. That's the only vehicle that will make him president. In fact, let me speak. I'm Prophet Aaron. For Julius to become president, he needs to work with MK. They will make him president. Then he will be the president of South Africa. He will serve his term, do a good job, step aside and allow others to work. But the current,
I mean, guys, to be honest, the pastor or the prophet is speaking on both sides of his mouth. Because when he started, he said that this man, I see him as the president of the country, and he is wearing green, meaning that Julius Malema needs to go into the MK party if he wants to become the president of the country. And in the same breath, the pastor says that no, Julius Malema, if he wants to be the president of the country, he needs to work with the MK party. So which is which? Because if Julius Malema has to work with the MK party, he will work with the MK party as an EFF member. But this guy says that he needs to wear green because this green, it is the only vehicle that is going to propel him to be the president of the country. And on the same breath, he says that he needs to work with the MK party. So to me, this statement doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because if people want Julius Malema to be the president of the country, they will vote for Julius Malema to be the president of the country. Julius Malema is the president of the EFF. If South Africans believe in Julius Malema, they believe in his ideas, they believe in the ideology that he believes in, they will vote for him to be the president of the country. I don't see why South Africans would vote for Julius Malema to be the president of the MK party, to be the president of this country if he's in the MK party. If they are not voting for him to be the president of the country right now, why would the South Africans actually vote for Julius Malema to be the president of the country when he's in the MK party? Because right now we are addressing two statements by the prophet, because he's saying that the man needs to wear green because green, it is the only vehicle that is going to propel him to be the president of the country. And on the same breath, he says that Julius Malema needs to work with the MK party. So does it mean that for Julius Malema to work with the MK party, he needs to dissolve the MK party, the EFF into the MK party? Because that's what it sounds like. Because if you want this guy to wear green, and this green, it is the only color that is going to make him the president of the country, essentially, this prophet is basically saying that Julius Malema needs to dissolve the EFF into the MK party, which doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me because even if you look at both political parties, if you look at the EFF and you look at the MK party, the EFF is a well-structured organization compared to the MK party. The EFF is a political party that has structures all over the country, and the MK party doesn't have the structures all over the country. So why would a man actually sacrifice a political party that he worked hard for in the past 11 years to become a member of a political party that was just established a couple of months ago? I mean, guys, does it make any sense to you guys? To me, it doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody dissolve their political party into the MK party? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. So which statement are we actually addressing here when the prophet speaks? Are we addressing the matter that Julius Malema needs to wear green? Or are we addressing the fact that he needs to work with the MK party? Because if he has to work with the MK party, there is no way that he's going to abandon the red color. There is no way that he's going to abandon his own political party. He can work with the MK party. They tried working with the MK party. Even right now, the MK party and the EFF, they are trying to kill each other. But initially, they wanted to work with each other. But the EFF said, no, this MK party is trying to kill the EFF because now the MK party of Jacob Zuma is busy poaching the members of the EFF. So what is it exactly does the pastor mean? Like, this is one thing that I do not understand. This is one thing that I do not understand. But his initial statement that Julius Malema needs to wear green, this is one thing that I do not agree with. I do not agree with because I do not believe that South Africans will vote for him to be the president if he's in the MK party, or I don't believe that the MK party would actually say that no, Julius Malema needs to be the president of the country. If these two political parties merge, the members in the MK party, they would actually want a member of the MK party to be the one that is president of the country. I mean, you listen to them, even when they speak about the Progressive Caucus, they will tell you that the MK party is the one that is leading the Progressive Caucus because the MK party got higher percentage than the EFF. So the members of the MK party, they see the MK party as a bigger political party compared to the EFF, despite the fact that the EFF is a well-structured organization compared to the MK party. The MK party are saying, no, we have 15%. We are the ones that are leading the Progressive Caucus. But the EFF says, no, we have been here for the past 11 years. How is it that, why do you guys actually think that you can lead us? Because we know the ins and out of South African politics. But these people are saying, no, we got 15%. We are the leaders. So I don't understand. Basically, I do not understand what the pastor is saying. So to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Vehicle he is in will not send him to where he has to be.
This is what he says. This is what he says, that him being in the EFF, he will not be the president of the country. He will not be the president of the country. This is what the pastor is saying. That as long as Julius Malema is in the EFF, he won't be the president of the country. He won't. So it's almost as if this pastor or the prophet, I don't know how to put it. It's almost as if he has been bored it's almost as if he has been bored to push the message of the MK party, because this is what the people in the MK party have been saying. I mean, if you remember the likes of Floyd Shivambu, Advocate Dalimpofu, what did they say when they got to the MK party? They said, no, joining the MK party is the best, is the most solid and sound decision ever. This is what they said. And basically, this is what the prophet is saying. The prophet is saying that the EFF is not the best vehicle for Julius Malema. If Julius Malema wants to be the president of this country, then he will have to join the MK party, which is something that I totally disagree with. I mean, if you have to make any sense, you look at the EFF, you look at how well structured the EFF is, you look at the fact that this political party has been in parliament for the past 10 years, they have the experience, these people have been there for the past 11 years, and they are going to abandon everything that they have for a political party that only has Jacob Zuma, Floyd Shivambu, and that leaflet they call the Constitution. Why would anybody in the EFF actually push for this message? And why is the pastor standing there actually pushing for this message? To me, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie to Lord. I don't want to lie.
Personally, I like the man. He has been through so much in life, and he deserves to be guided. The only way for him to be president, he needs to wear green. So he needs to sit down with the old man.
I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm asking the same question over and over again. 1 minute, the guy says that he needs to work with the MK party, and now he says that he needs to wear green. That's why I'm saying the prophet is speaking from both sides of his mouth. He is not speaking the same thing. He's speaking from both sides of his mouth. He's speaking from both sides of his mouth, which I find very disingenuous for someone who is standing there in the pulpit. I find it very disingenuous for someone who is called a prophet to speak from both sides of his mouth. If he wants Julius Malema to join the MK party, just say that Julius Malema needs to join the MK party and he needs to abandon the EFF. You cannot say that he needs to wear green and the next minute you say that he needs to work with the MK party, because working with the MK party and actually joining the MK party and wearing green are two different things. But now he's making it look like it is the same thing. Working with the MK party and wearing green are the same thing. They are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. This is just, they are not the same thing. This is mental gymnastics at its best. It is mental gymnastics at its best. If you do not listen to these people and actually pay attention to what they're saying, I don't know where they will lead you. I don't know where they will lead you. I don't know where they will lead you.
They need to draft terms, talk. Then he becomes president. And he takes over South Africa. Hallelujah.
So, I mean, like, to be honest, do you think that if there was a chance for the MK party and the EFF to come together and, okay, let's say the EFF and the MK party have sufficient numbers to actually govern this country, do you think that Jacob Zuma would actually allow Julius Malema to be the president of the country? If the MK party and the EFF had enough numbers to govern this country, do you think Jacob Zuma would allow Julius Malema to be the one that becomes the president of the country? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. One of the things that made Jacob Zuma start the MK party, he did say it himself during the campaign. He did say that one of the things that actually pushed me to start this political party is because I want to go back to the office so that I can finish off what I started. So I believe that if there's any chance of the MK party governing this country, maybe with a help of another political party, there is absolutely no way they are going to give that political party a chance to govern this country. I mean, even during the negotiations, you remember after the elections, I remember Ntamlo Ndlela, the former spokesperson, I don't know what position he holds within the MK party. He said that the ANC and the MK party, they need to work and actually make a deal that is going to make Jacob Zuma the president of the country. This is what he said. I'm not telling no lies. You know, guys, sometimes I speak about these things because they come randomly in my head. And I did not prepare for you guys to see some of these videos. I mean, like, people who were watching the elections very close, they know that I'm telling the truth. Or am I telling the lie? I'm not telling the lie. I'm telling the truth. The spokesperson of the MK party said that the ANC and the MK party, they need to work and make a deal that is going to make Jacob Zuma the president of the country, despite the MK party getting 15% and the ANC getting 40%.
So EFF, are you ready? Are you happy? I am not saying I despise the party. No.
Of course you do. Of course you do. If you didn't despise the party, you wouldn't actually push for the party to be disbanded. Because this is what this prophet is pushing for. And I hope the members of the EFF understand that this is what the pastor is pushing for. He's pushing for the EFF to be disbanded so that Julius Malema and other people from the EFF can go into the MK party. That's why he sees Julius Malema wearing green. And this color green, it is the only color that is going to make Julius Malema the president. So he's saying that, no, it's not like I hate the party. Of course you do. Of course you do. Because if you didn't hate the EFF, you wouldn't actually be pushing for the EFF to be disbanded.
Pressman, please. Don't misquote me. I'm a messenger of Jesus. I say to you, they need to merge. And MK must make him president. For MK to survive, they need him to become president so that they can unify they are progressive, whatever. That's the only way.
While the
guys, I give up. And it seems like the prophet is not the only one who actually has this take of Julius Malema joining the MK party. There is a very popular radio host in this country, and his name is Sizwe Romo. He does the breakfast show in Kaya FM. In one of his tweets that actually went viral, he said that if Julius Malema, and I know it is a huge if, were to join the MK party right now, he'd be guaranteed to become the president of South Africa before he turns 50. I'm not saying there's no other route, but that's a sure one. I'm not saying there's no other route, but that's a sure one. If Julius, and I know it is a big if, were to join the MK party right now, he'd be guaranteed to become the president of South Africa before 50. So it seems like this is a very popular take from some of these people, thinking that Julius Malema needs to join the MK party, and if he joins the MK party, he would be the president of the country. I don't know why these people think that South Africans will vote for Malema to be the president of the country when he's in the MK party. I mean, even if you look at electorally, if you look at both political parties, the votes of the EFF are coming from all over this country. But the votes of the MK party, most of them, they are coming from KZN. Like, this is a huge difference between the EFF and the MK party. The votes of the EFF, they are coming from all over the country. The EFF, the people in this country from different provinces are voting for the EFF. But if you look at the votes of the MK party, majority of their votes, they come from KZN. So why do these people actually think that one province can make Julius Malema a president when 9 other provinces have failed to make Julius Malema a president? I don't know, man. I don't know. These are the politics of the EFF and the MK party. And I remember someone saying that, Thomas, why don't you cover the EFF and the MK party a lot? You don't cover the EFF and the MK party a lot. I mean, like, these are kind of conversations that I'm trying to ignore. These are kinds of conversations that I do not want myself to be involved in, because I don't see anything that actually makes sense here. I don't see anything that actually makes sense. I believe that if South Africans want Julius Malema to be the president of the country, they will vote for him in the EFF. They will vote for him in the EFF. Or if, let's say, he takes this route of actually leaving the EFF behind and joining another political party, the only way Julius Malema can be the president of the country is if he joins the ANC. Because unlike the MK party, the votes of the ANC are coming from all over the country again. And the ANC still holds the majority. So if he says that, okay, I no longer want anything to do with the EFF, so I'm going to join another political party, and this political party has promised me that I'm going to be the leader of the only political party that can actually make Julius Malema a president right now, it is the ANC. I don't know how or why people think that a 15% political party can actually make someone a president. I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't. That's why I play very far, man, from these politics of the EFF and the MK party. Like, this is the reason why. If you wanted to know why I play so far from this politics of the EFF and the MK party, this is the reason why. Because some of the rhetoric that is coming from that side of the aisle, it is insane. It is insane. So, I don't know, guys, man. I don't know. What do you think about the words of the prophet? And what do you think about this take of a very popular show host in South Africa, Sizwe Romo? Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Guys, please, man. Don't be angry with me.